Oh hey, here at the Moneypit, we're taking advantage of a lot of free time we suddenly have. You see, thanks to one of these two guys, and this fucking guy, there's now been an executive order that has basically eliminated all foreign aid that the United States gives. Well, my sad little naive friend who has misled generations of children, that's a great question. You see, when a man loves himself very much, but only received less than 50% of the popular vote in a presidential election, and the Congress continues to punt its important legislative responsibility, the president can issue what's called an executive order. And the executive order holds force of law until Congress decides to take up the issue. But again, since Congress can't be bothered to pass any meaningful legislation at the moment, these executive orders last until someone rescinds them. What's happened in the last few administrations is outgoing president issues an executive order, next president rescinds them, issues his own, and back and forth. I would have liked to have said the next president issues her own, but we're not so lucky. Anyway, so that's where we are. We have these executive orders that are halting all this work. Yay. So maybe you're asking yourself, Mr. Moneypit, what is foreign assistance and why is it so important? Well, back in the 1950s and 1960s, many European colonies in South Asia, Southeast Asia, and Africa, they were becoming independent states. And in 1961, John F. Kennedy said that foreign assistance is both a moral obligation and in the national strategic interests of the United States to help these emerging nations become economically vibrant, democratic states. Unfortunately, this was the Cold War, and so a lot of these emerging nations, not only having been hampered by the colonial policies of their ruling states, there was a lot of bad actions by both the United States and the USSR, and in particular one individual, Kissinger. Oh, sorry, I have some dust in my lungs from all that sanding. War criminal! War criminal! Ugh. That feels better. So a lot of these countries were never given really the chance to become, fully functioning democratic states with their own economies. And in addition to that, we've seen many emerging diseases that we just didn't know about at the time. HIV/AIDS being a classic example, but also some others, like most recently Ebola. So our foreign assistance plays a very important part in supporting these countries as they continue to develop. Global health is one particular area, and that's been especially gutted by these executive orders. It's not controversial. We're saving lives and helping children, women make better decisions about their reproductive rights, and helping all individuals to, have a stake in their own economy and a voice in their own society. Well, that's enough for now. I'm going to do some sawing.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
But Mr. Moneypit, you might say, isn't foreign aid so expensive? I mean, don't we send like 20% of our budget overseas? Actually, no. The foreign aid budget is less than 0.4% of the annual budget. It's tiny. It's less than most of other countries produce in the Western states. And now you might say, well, even still, shouldn't we be keeping some of that money in the US? We have lots of problems here. And again, actually, about half of the money that's in foreign assistance never leaves the United States. Foreign assistance goes to awards to US-based companies, and even foreign assistance that goes out overseas, it's conditioned that they have to spend their money on US goods and services. So a lot of it comes up coming back. And even then, some foreign assistance goes to our allies, in form of military assistance. Goes to Israel so we can do things like this. And it goes to authoritarian regimes led by this guy. Well, both guys. So, and again, foreign aid creates markets for our products. It creates jobs for Americans, and it helps maintain stability and reduces the likelihood of, bad actors developing overseas, and prevents infectious diseases from coming into the United States. Treating things like Ebola in Africa with the cooperation of the WHO, am I still allowed to say that? Hope so. But doing things like that actually ensures that not only are we supporting the people of our partner countries, but we're making sure that those diseases get addressed before they come to our shores. So you see, foreign assistance not only really is in our national interests, so it's not too controversial. This stuff can be hard to quantify. What exactly will be the impact of even a few days delay in funding for foreign assistance? We'll look at it this way. Every day, millions of people rely on U.S. foreign assistance for antiretroviral medicines. They rely on it for access to emergency surgical services. They rely on it for detection of disease. They rely on it for strengthening their voice in their political systems. Losing 1 month of antiretroviral services allows HIV to return, and someone can end up with full-blown AIDS. Beyond that, we're losing our reputation. As I said, we have a moral obligation to this. And will our partners continue to trust us? Will people continue to trust us? Will they say that America no longer is no longer true to its principles? We've had a pretty rough couple decades really, in keeping up with those promises for many people. This just feeds into that narrative. Other actors are going to step in, and they're going to say, America has failed you. Maybe we can help. And maybe they won't feel some obligation to do it in a respectful manner that gives one dignity. Foreign assistance will restart. Congress will impose its, power of the purse. But I have a feeling that things will be different. And many, many lives will be lost because of these decisions. I can't look at LinkedIn right now because pretty much everyone I know has got an open to work piece. It sucks. And it's all because of one individual. I'm keeping my glass half full. Truth is, that glass is getting really fucking small. Thanks for watching.